Let's go to the NBA, run the floor a little bit. We start with KD. He made his return from a knee injury last night versus the Heat. He had 31 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists over 35 minutes in his return from a 21-game absence. But the Heat won 113-107, despite being without Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry, and P.J. Tucker. And boy, did it get bad for the Lakers. They have yet to win a game since the All-Star break and have lost 7 of their last 8, including last night to the Clippers. The Lakers were outscored 40-18 in the third quarter. The Lakers are 27-35 on the season and only favored to win 3 games for the rest of the season. And the Lakers next face the Warriors, and they were another team struggling in the West. The Warriors lost to the Mavs, 122-113. The Mavs were led by Luka Doncic, who scored 41 points. The Warriors fall to 43-20 on the season. Now, we mentioned it earlier, the Lakers have yet to win a game since the All-Star break, but that's them. Look at Steph Curry right here. Look at him in the fourth quarter. 12 minutes played, no points, no shot attempts. That is not what you expect to see out of Steph Curry in a game like that, especially against the Mavericks, who they could legitimately possibly face in the playoffs. So we bring now in Zach Lowe, because Zach, we got to talk about Steph Curry. What do you think happened with him last night? Didn't take a shot in the fourth quarter and played all 12 minutes.
First of all, credit a Dallas defense that has been a top 3 defense for the last 30 or 35 games. That's a really good team. But look, the Warriors and Stephen Curry miss Draymond Green. He's basically their point guard, point forward, point center. He's the guy that gets them out in transition and gets Steph catch and shoot looks. He's the guy that if you double Steph in the pick and roll, which, by the way, everyone's going to do that right now, he's the release valve that can get the ball popping so that it goes back to Steph at the end of the possession. So they really miss their best passer, their best facilitator, really their second most important player by a long shot. I'm not going to worry too much about the Warriors losing any games until we see the fully healthy Draymond Green back. Is it weird that Steph Curry could get 0 shots in a close fourth quarter? It is weird, but that's life.
Yeah, I guess. It's the second time in his career he played a full quarter with 0 points and shot attempts, and the first time it happened in the final quarter. So you mentioned you're not that worried about the Warriors, but this is a Warriors team that wants to win it all. How do you feel about their chances to win it all at this point?
I still think they're pretty damn good. Look, I think one of the big stories is you hit on it. They are in danger now of falling to that 4th seed in the West. The Grizzlies have a much easier schedule than they do. Utah's surging. They don't want that that Golden State Phoenix series in the second round. I don't know that you want that, so I'm interested to see how this all shakes out seeding-wise. But look, again, if they're fully healthy, they've been the best defense in the league the entire year. People just don't understand how important Draymond Green is to their offense as well as their defense. So I'm not worrying until I see what Draymond looks like when he comes back. And if he does come back, and if he is healthy, they're right there with the Suns in the Western Conference in the NBA championship race. They have a style of play that is really unique in the NBA and hard to deal with.
And look at this, by the way. Just hold that graphic up again. You saw the difference in their defense, just like you were saying. The difference in their defense, 100 points a game with them, allowing 109 without them, and the record certainly is very different. So you're saying Draymond Green in many ways is the key. Why do you think in so many ways we don't see him in that way? He seems to be undervalued, but for this team, he seems in many ways, Zach, to be the key cog.
Well, I think people who know the game don't undervalue Draymond, but if you just look at points per game, he's basically a single-digit scorer every year in his career except a couple of his biggest years. And if you're team points, if you're yay points, you're just not going to see the impact of the game. But offensively, he's just a genius passer. He's a basketball savant. He sees the floor from one step ahead of everybody else. And you combine that with the 2 greatest shooters in NBA history and the greatest off-ball mover, Steph Curry, in NBA history, and you have this perfect synergy, perfect chemistry. Look, what Draymond and Steph have, it's why we watch sports. It's why we play sports. It's magic to see 2 star players whose skills blend that well get to play together for a decade, to learn each other to the point that they don't even have to talk to each other to make reads on the floor. That's why we watch sports. So, yeah, his value is never going to show up in points per game, but he's a genius basketball player, and if you watch the game, you know.
I couldn't agree more. I remember just about a month ago, everybody was talking about with Ben Simmons and others, hey, maybe they should trade Draymond for him. But now you see the value that he brings to a team like the Warriors.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.